Welcome back to 5 Steps to Freedom Forever, the Holy Marriage Blessing. I'm Tyler Hendricks. In the blessing, our marriage has rebirth, resurrection, and growth. Our 5th step, the 3-day ceremony, is the completion of growth in the maturity of love. God created us to be parents. Being parents makes us sexual. Sexual love is how we became substantial human beings in the first place. The 3-day ceremony opens the gateway to what we call absolute sex. Man-woman love that is completely one with the perfect holiness of God, in which, in fact, God is present. To explain it very simply, we point out how God creates things. God reproduces. God creates by the union of above and below. In Genesis 1 and 2, the creation of the universe came about through the union of above and below, the heavens and the earth, the darkness and the surface of the deep, the Spirit of God and the waters above the expanse, the waters under the expanse, the dry land and the seas, human beings, all the creatures, the breath of life, and the dust of the ground. In the Gospels, we have the birth of Jesus by the power of the Most High coming down upon Mary. We have the baptism of Jesus where the Spirit or a dove or a voice came out of heaven and Jesus came up out of the water. Many times you have the Spirit and the water and flesh, the Holy Spirit and the disciples, the rushing wind and the disciples creating the church. So God-centered birth comes from the union of the above and the below, representing heaven and earth, the Spirit and the water. We call this absolute sex. And remember, above and below are not superior and inferior. Both are of God. Physical rebirth begins with God's seed. Where do we go to receive it? The Bible calls the word, principle, or law, or spirit, God's seed. How does it come into us? Jesus said that a man inherits the seed of God in his mother's womb, the water. How does a man get into his mother's womb? It is through the union of the sexual organs in the marital act of love. Through sexual oneness, the above and the below become one. God's creative power comes alive. The 3-day ceremony is an experience of sexual oneness between God, husband, and wife, in which the sin of the fall is completely erased. Jeremiah 31:22 said, "For the Lord hath created a new thing, A woman shall compass a man." To compass means to envelop, to surround, to know completely. This is the sexual oneness of husband and wife. The bridegroom gives his life to the bride. The bride adds her life to his and creates a new life. The husband and wife themselves are completed, perfected, reach maturation in their sexual union. So this 5th step is completion. We'll cover the rest in our next session.